My mother-in-law wore white to my wedding. What happened next made her leave in tears. My mother-in-law wore white to my wedding, not off-white, not cream, but a full-on bridal gown with a train longer than mine. I spotted her arriving from the bridal suite window and felt my stomach drop. She wouldn't dare, my maid of honor whispered, already reaching for her phone to document what would soon become family legend. I'd spent 3 years navigating Patricia's passive-aggressive comments about my common background and how her son could have done better than a girl without family connections. She'd sabotaged our engagement dinner by announcing her concerning health issues, a mild cold, changed our wedding venue deposit without telling me, and accidentally sent invitations with the wrong time to my side of the family. But this was her masterpiece of manipulation. My 84-year-old grandmother, who raised me after my parents died, took one look at Patricia strutting into the venue and quietly excused herself. I thought she was upset. I was wrong 10 minutes before the ceremony as I was having a silent breakdown in the bridal suite. There stood Drama Helen holding a glass of red wine. Your grandfather taught me that some problems require direct solutions, she said calmly. I've handled worse than pageant queens with boundary issues before I could ask what she meant. She disappeared. The wedding coordinator called us to positions, and through my tears I prepared to walk down the aisle toward my fiancé, who was blissfully unaware of his mother's fashion. I heard the gasp before I saw what happened. As I rounded the corner to the ceremony space, there was Patricia standing in shock at the end of the aisle, her pristine white dress now sporting a massive red wine stain down the front. Next to her stood my grandmother, empty wine, glass in hand, looking mortified. My goodness, Grandma, Helen exclaimed loudly enough for the front 3 rows to hear. My arthritis must be acting up again. Let me help you clean that up, dear. She then proceeded to help by dabbing at the stain with a cocktail napkin, somehow making it spread even further across Patricia's bodice. Stop it, you clumsy old woman, Patricia hissed, slapping away my grandmother's hand. The collective intake of breath from our guests was audible. My fiancé finally noticed his mother's attire and the unfolding drama. His face darkened as he strode toward them. Mom, what are you wearing? And did you just insult Helen? His voice carried through the silent venue. She ruined my dress, Patricia wailed. Your wedding dress? He asked pointedly. Because that's what it looks like you are wearing to your son's wedding. Patricia burst into tears and fled to the bathroom. My fiancé's sister hurriedly followed with a jacket to cover her for the ceremony. As my grandmother returned to her seat, she winked at me. Wedding day should be about the bride, not the mother-in-law audition. The ceremony proceeded beautifully. Patricia returned wearing her sister's navy jacket over the stained dress, sitting silently through the vows at the reception. Drama Helen approached her with a glass of white wine. Peace offering, she asked sweetly. Patricia declined and left shortly after dinner. 3 years later, my mother-in-law now calls before visiting and compliments my cooking. My grandmother claims she remembers nothing about the wine incident due to her failing memory, but every anniversary she sends us a bottle of that exact red wine with a note that simply reads, "Some stains are worth making."